trying to get in. The problem for the Marines, are they people trying to take food to their relatives inside the city, or are they simply militia bolstering the defences? Amid all this confusion, the firefights continue, bringing yet more terror to civilians and troops alike.
The battle around Basra. UK forces say they've captured an Iraqi general. But the exodus continues from Iraq's second city.
We're just a little scared, a little anxious, a little nervous. Just ready to go, ready to get in there.
Reinforcements fly in to join the onslaught.
Where we stand today is not only acceptable in my view, it is truly remarkable.
The coalition commander insists there's no pause, just progress. Inside the bunkers of Baghdad, Saddam's forces defend the capital. The Iraqi American spreading the word.
Sky News with Jeremy Thompson in Iraq and Lisa Aziz.
Well, I'm inside the Forces Post Office of 7th Armoured Brigade, and there's been plenty of incoming and outgoing. Luckily, it's only mail. Most of it's been heading to mothers today. It's Mothering Sunday, and of course, the thoughts of all the troops turning to home today. But there's a job to be done, and the coalition forces have been getting on with it today. Day 11 of the war in Iraq.
British commandos have launched Operation James to target pockets of Iraqi resistance on the outskirts of Basra. They've succeeded in capturing senior Iraqi officers. There have been more explosions in Baghdad. The Iraqi capital has seen some of the fiercest bombing of the campaign over the past 24 hours. Iraqi officials claim almost 600 civilians have been killed so far. The US Defense Secretary Donald Rumsfeld has again denied there are any plans for a pause or ceasefire. Today, some of the thousands of extra American troops being deployed in the Gulf have been leaving their bases in the US. Let's take a look now at the military situation. British air and artillery units are supporting commandos attempting to take a suburb of southeastern Basra. The operation uncovered a suspected chemical weapons training site. Witnesses have reported hearing explosions and seeing American bombers circling Kirkuk. And coalition forces have targeted government sites around Baghdad, including a Fedayeen training site, a presidential palace and intelligence complex.
Royal Marines trying to secure areas around Basra say they've captured 5 Iraqi soldiers, officers, all of them, one of them a general, and killed a colonel in the Republican Guard. Now, a dawn raid today was all part of what they're calling Operation James. Sky's David Bowden reports.
Filmed by a Royal Marine cameraman with a special lens, the Brigade Reconnaissance Force of 3 Commando moves along the line of Challenger 2 tanks and into the village of Abu al-Hasib on the southeastern edge of Basra. The BRF, part of a big coalition push into the area to cut off a vital escape route at Iraq's second city.
شعبي وإحدى المراكز الصحفية، وحتى وإن كانت لمناطق محددة فهذه المناطق تكون وسط أماكن سكنية بحتة. فالمعاناة كيف تنقل لنا هذه الصورة هشام؟
Northern Iraq, from where he filed his last reports on the Kurdish troops crossing into Iraqi territory.
We're not allowed to go.
Yeah.
This is the second morale boost in 48 hours for the Peshmerga.
He and his team were all too aware of the dangers of working in a war zone. However, his death was not as a direct result of the conflict, but tragically from a fall.
24 hours.
Gaby was one of Channel 4 News' longest-serving reporters. He joined ITN, which makes Channel 4 News, in 1985, after periods in print journalism and at the BBC.
Daylight on the Dumfriesshire Hills.
By 1988, he had the job he wanted, Channel 4 News reporter.
Any one of these fragments could yield a vital clue to what happened.
Covering the major events that have shaped our lives, the fall of Ceausescu's regime in Romania.
At the height of Ceausescu's power, it was thought that 1 out of every 3 or 4 people were informers.
and the collapse of communism. As well as a spell as Moscow correspondent, he reported extensively from the Balkans, even interviewing Milosevic himself.
We were strictly forbidden from filming the demolished mosque site.
He uncovered the destruction of mosques in Bosnia, and his reports on the massacres at Srebrenica contributed to a number of awards.
Such dark episodes will have to be illuminated for there to be a lasting peace with justice.
He had a calm, quiet intelligence which was most evident when the world around him was going mad. He's charted the transformations and the upheavals in the Balkans, in Afghanistan and throughout Eastern Europe with a clarity and an intelligence which is second to none. He genuinely was an authentic and truly original voice. We're all utterly distraught and he'll be deeply, deeply missed.
What set apart Gaby's reporting was his sense of humanity and compassion. His own 4-year-old son died in a holiday accident 12 years ago. He understood loss and pain.
They tortured my aunt and some of my relatives.
That's what shone through, his ability to allow people to express themselves, his ability to encourage people to show their feelings on camera, and his ability to get to the heart of what was going on in great events.
Did you hear that the agreement was signed between NATO and the Yugoslav army, that they were going to leave Kosovo?
Most of it, yeah.
He was a very warm, wonderful person. You knew you were quite safe with him. Even though we went to really dangerous places.
For all his courage and skill here in Afghanistan 2 years ago, Gaby displayed enormous humility.
I have to declare a special private interest here. My own father was also in the Hungarian army, and he was also taken prisoner by the Russians.
He once said, "I'm not comfortable with the idea of the reporter being the hero. My job is to tell a story." He would have been embarrassed by this tribute.
Gaby Rado, who died today. Well, it's 2 minutes past 1, and here's Chrissy Reedy with the ITV National Weather.